speed build today. Apologies for the delay in getting this out, and just for my delay in presence here. I've been a little bit busy. Work's been a bit wild, and in the UK we are just going into our second lockdown, which has really played with me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Hasn't put me in a great place. So yeah, this kind of got pushed to the back, and I'm really sorry about that. But here we are now, and what more could we ask for? So yes, today we are doing a speed build, and it's going to be a kind of a snowy cabin, and it is inspired by the new pack that's coming out, which I'm super excited about, and I cannot wait for that pack. I think that pack is going to be great, and I think it's going to be really great for the community, especially because the last few packs I know that there's been lots of disappointment from people, so I think this is a real step forward. I think the way they've approached the pack has been really positive, and I'm really excited to see what is actually going to be in it, because I've tried to stay away from spoilers as such, just so I can, you know, get my own opinion and kind of be surprised and kind of see what's in it, essentially, and I'm really excited about that. So, and I also thought as well that once I've finished this build, we can go back, once we've got the snowy cabin stuff, and improve it. And I thought that could make a really nice video to kind of see like what we could do before and what we can do with. So I'm going to be doing that at some point, if that's something that people are interested in. But for now, we are just doing this very extra snowy cabin, which I think turned out super cute in the end. What I do is I build it in the gorgeous sunshine, and then I do go ahead and put some snow down once I've done all the landscaping things, so we can really get that cozy vibe. And at the end, of course, as always, I would love to include some lovely photos of the build for you all. Maybe even some video footage of like a nice couple enjoying this lovely cabin that has 4 bedrooms. I want to say 4 bedrooms. It's got 4 bedrooms, one being in like an attic room, which I really enjoy. And then like it's got a couple downstairs. Maybe it's only 3 bedrooms, but it's a 3 or 4 bed house. Nothing to complain about by any means. And it's built in one of the destination wells, which name has escaped me. So apologies for that, but I'm sure you know which one I mean. It's a very foresty one. Looks great at Christmas or in the festive season with snow. It looks fabulous. Looks fabulous. But yes, I wanted something that was very neutral, and so there's not a lot of wallpapers in here. It's very much just like wood paneling everywhere. And I think it turned out super cute, and we get onto that in a second. But how are all your weeks going? What have you been up to? What's the sitch that's going on for you? What's happening? What's happening in your world right now? Because I think last time we spoke, I had just started a Twitch channel, which I've been made an affiliate with Twitch, and I can't believe that's happened. I'm absolutely blown away. I've only been streaming for about 3 weeks, and I've managed to get to an affiliate status as already, and so I really just want to thank everyone who's supported me. And you know, there might be a little bit of a giveaway on my Twitter, so do go and have a look at that and see how you can get involved, because I would love to do a giveaway for you all. I really would. And I think you know, you've all been so amazing, especially the Twitch community who have welcomed me and been so wonderful, that it really is for you guys to enjoy, and I want you to really utilize it and get involved. Get your friends involved, and let's just have a really fun night on the 13th when Snowy Escape comes out. I'm very excited. As you can see, we're starting to go with the wood textures, and we are keeping it very earthy, a bit of stone, but nothing eccentric, nothing too modern. I just wanted it to be like this old log cabin that exists in the woods. I think this was one of the parts that took me the longest, which was all of the columns. They just weren't my friend. They really weren't my friend for this one, but we got there in the end, and I think it worked really nicely. We had to do lots of landscaping with debug. yeah, debug rocks and things. The Star Wars rocks are incredible, and they actually helped so much. So would recommend if you need good rocks for a build, the Star Wars ones are fabulous. So yes, be sure to use those rocks because they really do elevate a build, and I would recommend them to everyone. So yes, they are the rocks that I've used throughout this, I believe. If it's not, it's going to be hella embarrassing for me, but we can cross that bridge once the video goes out. But yes, as you can see, I'm just making sure all the earth tones kind of match, and that we've really got like this clear vision for what I wanted this to do. I do try and get rid of any of the brown like hills, just because I think I don't think they look that nice, and like the only ones I've kept are the ones that are going to be covered by rocks or by foliage. So I've kept those ones, but generally speaking, I've tried to remove as many of those as I could. Put some stilt foundation down because I love the stilt foundation on builds like this. I think it looks hella cool. And then I also changed this rock. Or this stone texture, apologies, to something that was more beigey rather than cold, because I want it to be quite a warm build. Lots of fireplaces and candles and, that sort of vibe, like very homely. Trying to find rocks for this. I did struggle to start with, but once we found the perfect rocks, we were away. And I've just bought a sim here because I thought I had tool mod on. I didn't. I didn't, which was such a waste of time, but we move, and we got there in the end. So I like to leave these sorts of things here so you can kind of see why I didn't choose something, or why something just wasn't quite working. And so we don't stick with these bricks, but I will keep them in for the sake of the video. We actually go for the ones that look like stones that are stacked up on top of each other, because I just think they look slightly nicer. And this big old croissant rock I really enjoyed, but yeah, I was like, can't really use it. And this is the rock that we went for in the end, because I just think it looked really nice, and the way it stacks it looks very man-made, and I thought that would go really well in a build like this, because I do think this build has this kind of man-made, of course it has a man-made element to it, but it doesn't look like it would have been built into the rock, if you know what I mean. Like, it looks like the rock would have been, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, it looks like the rock would have been like brought here rather than manifested here. And so I wanted to use this rock, and then I just go in really heavy with some foliage down the side here, because it's quite a steep hill. Probably not gonna your sim's probably not ever going to use it, or if they do, they're going to go around the flat part. And so I kind of just went in with a few pools. I wanted it to be really kind of just really fun, like a few of these little like lakey areas, which I don't put anything in because they're quite small, and I just like the idea of them being like very natural pools of water, like that are formed. And so I just kind of keep them very bare bones, but we do go in with some really heavy foliage. And if you haven't noticed in my builds, I always go a bit heavy on the foliage, and I love that. I'm not shy about it. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favourite things to do in a build. It is one of my favourite things to do in a build. Yeah, and I think this whole section turned out really nice. I love these little fern plants that really work well just to bulk up any area. And the way they kind of sit, no matter where they are, they kind of look like they're not floating, so also really super helpful. Yeah, and then we just started going in with trees, and I didn't want too many trees, but I wanted enough for it to blend in with this environment really naturally. And I think we pulled it off. I think we did an okay job. I think we did. And yeah, we go in with the other side, and I always try and think about what the thumbnail is going to look like on the gallery, which I know probably isn't a great way to evaluate your builds. However, it does help me. So I kind of keep that in mind, like, what's it going to look like once it's uploaded to the gallery and it's really snowy and really beautiful, and what's it going to look like in the summer, because at the moment I think I was doing this in autumn, so you can kind of see that the trees behind aren't all green. But that's fine, because these are probably evergreen trees anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But it's always important to kind of think about how your build is going to look all year rather than just at certain times of the year. That's what I always try to do. And I say try. I really do say try. But yes, we're kind of just doing this cool little garden area, which just gets a bench in it later. But I thought, how nice would it be to sit there with like a nice hot chocolate, and that to be your little nook, you know? And this is like your little corner of the earth while you're on holiday. And there's something about these sorts of places that make me very jealous of people who can afford holidays to these sorts of places. But it does look fab. It really does look fab, and I'm really enjoying how it's kind of turning out. I'm not gonna lie. So when I was thinking about the pathway and things for this house, I really wanted it to be, again, very kind of muddy, very neutral, worn down path, but not. I didn't want to have stepping stones or slabs or anything like that. I just wanted it to be earthy, and so we kind of did that. And as you can see, I've put a rough path down, and we go in and we erase bits later, and kind of just make it look a little bit more lived in, a little bit more used. I think we do a little bit of rock texture just to kind of give it a bit of texture, really, rather than just mud. And I think it turns out so nice. I used all these brown windows and these lovely like windows with the shutters on throughout the whole house, because I thought it would be really important for what the house vibe was, because it is quite a grand house, and I imagine that maybe at one point, you know, this was a family home and maybe it's now become a rental. But I thought it would be great to keep that kind of vibe of like, maybe someone built this and they lived there with their family, and that's the way it was until recently, and then it's become a rental for whatever reason. But yes, I think it ended up looking so cool. And once we start going in with the floor plan, I was so happy, gang. I really was. I think it turns out so cool. This is where we put the kitchen, and it's going to be like a very open kitchen, just because I thought that would be quite nice. Looking like as soon as you walk in to see the kitchen, we've then got the little attic room, which I think is really nice, and it turns out really small. It couldn't do a fence because of the roofing upstairs, so we had to improvise with that a little bit. But I think overall it turns out pretty nice indeed. And also this didn't work with these walls, so lots of changes to the floor plan as we went on, but what we get in the end really works, and I'm very happy with it. So we go back in with those walls, and for this one we had to what did we have to do to get it to work? Yes, we basically had to do like a little cupboard, like a little room before you get to the room, essentially. But I think it worked. So we kind of just went with it. Here couldn't do what I needed to do, so we just left it the way it was, because I didn't think it looked bad at all. So wanted to keep it really simple. Like I said, wood textures all in the house. I don't think I actually used any wallpaper. We just kept the same wood texture throughout the whole house. But I loved it, and it's not something I would normally do, but actually for this type of build, I think it worked really well. And so I'm glad that I decided to keep that. I think we used a little bit of stone inside, the same stone that's on the outside walls, but that is it. Apart from that, we really didn't use any other textures. Very simple textures. But as you can see, it's really starting to come together now. We're adding some trimmings and just making it look really extravagant. The floor plan inside did take me a little bit of time to figure out. I kind of knew what I wanted to do, just didn't know how I was going to do it. But when we do get there, it does look really cool. And apologies if you can hear fireworks. It's currently Guy Fawkes night in the UK as I'm recording this, or it's that weekend anyway. So a lot of people have their fireworks. So apologies if you do hear fireworks in the background. But this was the only time that I had to really do this, and I didn't want to stop, and I didn't want to put this off, because I feel like you'd waited long enough for a video from me. But as you can see, I'm now just starting to look at what the house looks like when I go into build mode and things, and just thinking about how we're gonna elevate it and take it to that next level, which is, and I think this is the point where I was like, oh, I really need to get some snow down. I really do, I really need that snow. So we do that in a second. Just start going in with nice little details like these lovely wooden knobs, I guess you can call them. I'm not too sure what you actually call them apart from a knob, but I know that some people probably wouldn't call it that. But yes, as you can see, really starting to focus. And I think this little screenshot that we've got, and it's sat here for a while, just looks lovely. Just looks really nice. And I think it turned out so great. It's also important to think about how the trees are going to look from the front as well, and from the back as well. Like, you've got to really think about it from all angles, and that's what I tried to do. And this is me kind of having a look to make sure that the shrubs that we've got blend in with what's around it. And I think we did a good job. I do. We changed the bottom floor plan a little bit, so it includes a bit of a hallway to that room. And then we just kind of go in with this stone detail, which I was talking about earlier. I'm kind of sat here thinking, and I'm looking at the progression of my videos, and I really feel like, and I don't know if this is, for me to say, but I really feel like I've come such a long way in terms of my confidence for doing these videos. From when I started, I was like, hello, and I was so nervous, about people finding these videos and things like that. But now I actually feel quite proud of these videos, and I feel really proud of the work that I do and like the effort that I've been putting in. And I think, getting involved with Twitch has really helped, and I think, meeting people that are also really like-minded and like want to just build in The Sims all the time has really helped with my confidence in that regard. And so I really want to just thank everyone for that. As you can see, we're going in with lighting at the moment, and I'm just using old-fashioned lighting, nothing too extravagant, but I think it turns out really cool. And then bam, we're back with the snow, which I think just really brings it to a whole new level. And the way this counter actually turns out looking, I was such a big fan of. I really was. I wanted a semi-modern kitchen. I do change this to a darker tile just because I thought a darker tile would fit more. I felt like the white tops were too much for this, so we do go in and change that and make that edit. And we also put a little bar in here a bit later, which I think looks super fab. I really do. This room was actually quite hard. Oh, you can see it there. I mustn't have filmed it, apologies, but there is a little bar kind of area there. Yes, this room took me a long time to figure out because I really struggled finding a sofa that looked like it belonged here. And there's actually just a lovely base game one, which I just think worked so well once you dressed up with these armchairs and a footstool, and then just some old hicklety-picklety bookshelves and kind of just little odd things. And I always try and keep the build. So if I've got chairs going one way in one section and there's an open section, that the chairs have to go like the other way in another section. So I tried to move them there because I knew that the other nook that was the other side, I really wanted to do something similar, which we'll see in a sec. But I couldn't for this build, so we just go in and we don't do that in the end. But what we do kind of do is just these lovely curtains and drapes, and yeah, I think it ends up looking rather lovely. This corner, again, another really difficult corner to dress, but we got there in the end. I really was kind of feeling this kind of vibe of all this dark wood. I just love it. It makes me so happy in my heart. It really does. Putting a chair here, I thought this could be like the more informal in like the informal family room, like so where they would have the TV and things, and that's what I tried to do in this little like coffee bar area, which I thought would be really nice for people to come and like make their coffee in the morning, sit down with the TV if they wanted, or even just take it outside onto the lovely balcony. As you can see, I had I had a lot of fun with this. I really did. I really did. And I tried to keep continuity, and I tried to put these cabinets on here somehow, but they weren't it. They really weren't. No matter what I tried, they really just weren't working the way I wanted them to. So I actually can't remember what we did in the end, but I'm sure we'll find out in a second. But I do shrink down some cabinets and put some lovely like coffee and a coffee. I think, oh, maybe I do keep them, but I put a coffee maker in the middle. Yes, I think that's what I do. I do like a coffee grinder in the middle, and then I put a coffee machine the other side. Because I just think coffee is so important. Coffee is so important. So yeah, we kind of just do this like little coffee nook, which I really enjoyed. And then we do add another wall, and we do a bit of a divide here with a bookshelf, just because I didn't like this edging, so I thought I really want to get rid of it and hide it the best I can. So we do that, and then we just put in some railings here, as you can see, and then in the other corner we just do a chair and an easel. It's a very relaxed house, and it just has a really nice vibe to it. We do a tapestry here that's from vampires. Wouldn't normally do something like that, but I was like, I think in this build we can get away with it, and I think we did. Let me know what you think, because you might disagree, and that's completely fine. Just let me know. So yes, so we are just dressing this this little area, and thinking about. I was really stuck, and you can probably see that from my camera that I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I just kind of had some old-fashioned lights, like maybe the person that owned this was like a crafts person, and they made a lot of their own furniture, and I just thought this was a really fun thing to kind of play with. So I just really kept this idea of all these like neutral tones, trying to use like this old-fashioned shower, like the wooden toilet seat. I think is a really nice little touch. And yeah, really simple bathroom, but it does the job. Normally I don't show you bathrooms in my builds, because why would I? They're all the same. There's just 3 pieces of furniture essentially. But as I filmed it, I was like, I'll keep it in. But normally I wouldn't film it, and I would just add those in myself at another point. What are we doing? That's the question. Yes, so we go downstairs and we do start the dining room. Wasn't sure what to put in this open space, but we make it like a little dining area, because this is where all the bedrooms are. So it doesn't really make sense to have a dining room down here, and I should have had the little gaming nook down here. I think that would have been much better suited, but I really ended up liking this space for this, so I didn't change it, because I was going to, but I thought, you know what, it works, why fix it if it's not broken? So that's what we do, and we do some different shelving, and yeah, put in some of these things. Like some of it moves to the end of the hall just for space reasons. But overall, really cute room, turned out super sweet. So we put some paintings on the wall. I especially like this one. I just like the print on it. I thought it was really cool, so we end up putting that here, moving some of this shelving down to make room for this shelf, because I really liked it. I think it fits really nice with that kind of homely vibe of this build, so why not? We went for it. Tried to fit like a dresser or something under the stairs, and we end up going with a mirror, just because I didn't like leaving it empty, but it's not really much that you can put in a space like that. So just ended up putting a mirror in there, and I think it worked, so can't complain. We're now going on to the bedrooms, which are all kind of, I've tried to make them all different, but all kind of fairly neutral in their approach. My approach with bedrooms is that they're all quite individual, so and as a holiday home, you might not want lots of character in this. And I really like doing this with this bookshelf, because it just makes it look like one of them is particularly more present, and it gives a bit of shape to the room, but it also means that one is definitely functionable, which I think is always a benefit in a room like this. And yeah, again, going in with all the dark wood tones. I know it's very much samey sames, but it works for this build, and I think it ends up looking really fab. We actually put another one of these bookcases in above the desk, and I love that. Completely impractical, but I love it. It looks good. Why fix it if it's not broken? We end up putting a rug down as well, but I really like this idea of like an armchair in rooms, just somewhere to, like, you know, get dressed while you put your socks on or something. I really enjoy that kind of vibe, and we do go in with a bit of lighting as well. We use the same lights throughout the whole house essentially. Few of them are different, but the idea that I had was that, like, you know, again, they've made a lot of this stuff, so using the kind of bottle lamps I think was a really nice touch for this build. And as we start to go in to the master bedroom, I thought that it would be nice to have 2 chairs, because why not? I feel like it would just be nice, and it makes sense. And then yes, lots of like scatter rugs and just kind of nothing too eccentric in here. Very basic, like a giant mirror. But I think it ends up looking super nice. I really enjoy how this room turned out. I really do. And I actually put 3 chairs in there. Who knew? Not me. And then we're just onto the master bedroom as well, the master bathroom as well. Sorry, because I recorded it, I was like, I'll just show it. I'll just show it. It's in here now. I was actually talking to a friend the whole time I was making this build, so that was quite nice because it gave me a chance to like a chance to kind of talk to them while I was doing the bathrooms, because I hate doing bathrooms. I find them really boring. It kind of gave me a chance to kind of talk to them at the same time, and that was really fun. And I think that's why I just completely forgot, because I was just streaming, well, not streaming, I was just building at the same time. So yeah, it really wasn't too bad. So maybe I'll have to do that and have a SOS bathroom builder caller. and that be a job that I have. Yeah, I got rid of the really modern streaming setup because I was like, it doesn't really go with this room, so I just replaced it with a vanity, which you can see here. Again, this room took me a lot of thinking about, and as you can see, we've just kind of wrapped around, and there's a sofa in here and things. Apologies, I thought I was recording, but apparently I wasn't. But I quite enjoyed the vibe of this room. Very chill, very elegant, you know. And I think it turns out really nice actually. It's very, very neutral, which is what we wanted. And yeah, the bookshelf really is quite nice, and this has got to be one of my favourite rooms in the entire build. It took me a while because I really wanted this bar, but there was just no counters that matched it that I could put either side, which is such a shame because it had the really rustic wooden feel to it. But we end up having to switch out because firstly I wasn't too sure what to put in this room, and I was trying to do like a crafter's room, but I was like, if it's a holiday home, which it is technically, it wouldn't really have that in. So I really struggled, and we end up making a really nice like casual like bar space where there is a sofa, but you know, there's loads of cushions, and there's like a nice fluffy rug on the floor, and that's kind of what we end up doing in this room. Yeah, and I think we're coming to the end of the video, but I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who tuned in. Hope you've enjoyed the build. If you have, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel, because I will be posting more regularly as I get back into the swing of these. And I'm super excited for the release of Snowy Escape, so definitely will be posting about that when it comes out. But until then, I hope that you have a great week and a great month and a great rest of the year, despite everything going on in the world. And I hope to see you soon, because yeah, this has been really fab for me, and I hope that you enjoy the build. Much love to everyone, and hope to speak to you all soon. Take care.